Well, if you've seen all of our other R3 videos, you're probably asking yourself right now, how in the f did we get it to look like this again? Well, that was really easy. We watched a couple episodes of Back to the Future with Michael J. Fox. We put Max on Grattan Raceway at precisely 88 miles an hour in the middle of a thunderstorm, and boom, here we are, right back to stock. So we can install this kick-ass LeoVince LV-10 slip-on. We did this on our Ninja 400, this same pipe. And I gotta tell you, we ordered a ton. They are selling like hotcakes. A lot of happy riders out there. Very affordable, super high quality. I mean, you look at this, the thing is built very well. It's an easy install. Putting this on your bike does not require a fuel controller. That's a hot button for some people. They don't want to do that. There's no reason to install a fuel controller on the bike. Street legal, is this street legal? Technically, the answer to that would be, well, not 100%. All that said, you're leaving the emissions components on the bike. We haven't tampered with anything. All you've replaced is just a little muffler at the back, which really doesn't do a whole lot. The exhaust note of this is not overly aggressive, okay? It sounds a little throatier than stock, a little bit louder than stock. You're gonna lose right around 4 pounds of weight, and it looks a whole heck of a lot better. For this install, actually everything I said about the 88 miles an hour on the track, in the rain, with the lightning, well, that was complete bullshit. This motorcycle belongs to our lovely Andrea. She works here in processing. She had an ugly, scratched up muffler on this bike, and we decided there was no better one to bolt it on. If you like what you see so far, and you want to watch every step of the install, just stay tuned. It'll be right after this. Okay, we warmed the motor first. Now let's open up with the stock exhaust note. Let's see what this baby sounds like. Sounds like you're mowing the lawn. Okay, relatively simple project here. I've got a 5mm T-handle. This is an internal hex fastener here. I'm just gonna pull off this little trim piece that goes over the muffler box itself. It's gonna give us a little better access, clearer view of the project itself. You could do this, remove this piece with either a T-handle, like I'm using here, or if all you have is a 5mm Allen wrench, that would serve the purpose as well. Okay, now we have the actual clamp is right here, okay? And that is a 10mm hex head fastener. You see the gasket's kind of worn a little bit there. Things are already wobbling around. So getting that off is really not going to be too difficult. Now I have 12mm. I've got a T-handle here, as well as a wrench. Both 12s. You can see the previous owner of the bike, not Andrea. Andrea has not crashed this motorcycle. It was a previous owner, managed to dump this on both sides. It's not uncommon, you know, with kind of a beginner bike like this. All right, off comes that OE muffler box, and now we're gonna get a weight on this for you. Okay, stock muffler. Ugly, quiet, plus it was scratched, somebody dropped the bike. 6.25 pounds. This, 2.55 pounds. We're talking almost a 4-pound weight savings, not to mention the fact, look at how beautiful this thing is. But you know what, before I install this, I gotta continue tightening things up on this bike. Stuff drives me nuts. I already fixed the shifter on the other side. This bike belongs to Andrea. She works in our processing department. She is awesome. Does a great job here. This is a sweet pair of driven D-access spools that I found finger tight. They're about 30 bucks. And this is why when you install them, you never do it without putting some Loctite on it, man. See, this is the real advantage of working here at STG. Not only is this the most awesomest place in the universe to work, but if you own a motorcycle, odds are you'll be able to get your boss to work on it for free. Okay, now that I'm done fixing stuff on the bike, let's get down to business. This system includes a gasket that needs to be installed in the mid-pipe, okay? That's gonna slide over the OE muffler box. The spring loop is gonna go on the bottom, so it's gonna orient like this on the bike. High quality barrel clamp. I typically like to install those so that the fastener for it is hidden. I'm gonna slide it over now and just put a little tension on it. Kind of hold it in place. Loose enough that I can still move it and rotate it. From here, I'm gonna push that over until it bottoms out right there. Next up is the LV-10 exhaust canister. I'm gonna go ahead and slide this over our mid-pipe. Want to make sure you've got that bottomed out and make sure the spring loops are lined up nicely. The system includes mounting hardware. I'm going to show you all of this right now. We will use thread locker here, blue thread locker, to ensure that we don't lose any of the fasteners down the road. Leo has, look at this, it's a real thick carbon bracket. It's going to help bridge the gap, okay, between that OE mount and the one on the LV-10 canister. Okay, so we're going to kind of take our time here getting this mocked up, get a good end result, rotate it in the right position. Thread locker on that fastener. It's pretty basic stuff here, just simple hand tools. That's all you're going to really need to facilitate this project. Okay, bracket is mounted outboard of the canister as well as the OE passenger peg. The large dress washer is the one that goes up front here. Supplied nut on the back. There's already a washer there from the factory. It's a big top hat. And then here at the canister mount itself, we're just going to kind of get this all mocked up and in place. So leave it a little bit loose so we can make final adjustments and really get it lined up nicely. So just leave everything finger tight for now. And that'll support it so that we can get the spring installed, everything lined up, and tighten it down. Next step is the exhaust canister spring. I'm going to use a pair of side cutters to install this. I'm guessing if you own an R3 and you're doing a slip-on, you probably don't have an actual exhaust spring tool. Okay, we do sell those. As you just saw there, it's really not something you're going to need to purchase. You can do that with just that pair of side cutters, and most people already have those in their toolbox. Okay, now we want to take our time here and really get this dialed in nicely. I want it kind of up and tucked as much as possible. Okay, so we're going to grab, we need a 12 mil wrench, and we have a 6 internal hex fastener. I'm going to start to snug this stuff up a little bit. Okay, now got a little torque on it. It's going to give me an idea of where that's going to want to ride. Looks like right about there. That's a serrated nut that they shipped with it. So it actually grips on the backside. Oftentimes you can get these to tighten down without having a backup wrench on it. This one's spinning quite a bit, so we'll put the backup wrench on it now. Torque both of these down now. Okay, now we're going to come over to our barrel clamp and begin to tighten this bad boy up. It's a 5mm internal hex that I'm using. Kind of come back here and still go a little bit more. If when you're done there's a little bit of motion there, it really is not going to make any difference. The gasket is going to seal it. You can see the stock one was actually moving quite a bit. And we're going to go just a little bit more. Okay, now one of the most important steps is cleaning the pipe before we start it. Okay, this is just a stainless steel finish. I'm going to clean it using Maxima MPPL. This is a WD-40-esque product. It's actually better. Okay, and wipe it all down. You need to get all your fingerprints off of the pipe. If you leave any greasy fingerprints on there and put heat in it, what's going to happen is you're going to discolor the pipe, burning your fingerprints into it for all time. Once you've cleaned it thoroughly, you want to wipe all the excess off with a clean, dry rag. All right, now we will reinstall a little trim panel here that was covering that gorgeous stock muffler box. And it won't be long, we'll be able to start the bike and see how much difference we made in the exhaust note. The bike certainly looks a whole hell of a lot better. Right, that's a great place to start. Hopefully it sounds a little bit better too. You know, you only influence the sound of the bike so much on models like this where the muffler box remains on the bike. You know, you're not doing a full system or a 3/4 system, so I'm not really expecting a massive sound change. That said, I do expect it to be improved over that OE sound. All right, here we go, the moment of truth. The bike looks a lot better. That's a great place to start. But does it sound better? Definitely sounds better than stock, there's no doubt about that. It's a little throatier, and it's probably the shape of the canister that creates that effect. Looks better, we've saved weight, sounds a whole heck of a lot better, and it's not super aggressive. You know, there's a lot of riders out there too, they don't want that really aggressive note. They want something that looks good and it's not super loud. With this system, this is available in the color we're showing you here, right? As well as a black edition. It sells for just a little bit more. We've got those on the site too. We did these on the Ninja 400. They were super popular. We have these in stock for sale now. They're affordable, high quality, easy install. And here's something else that's pretty important. While this is not technically street legal because they haven't approved, you know, they haven't sent it out for approval, so on and so forth, you've not tampered with the emissions on the bike. Okay, your cat is still in place. The muffler box is still there. So most oftentimes, depending on your local laws, you're not going to get hassled with this at all. It's not overly loud like a full system. Your emissions are still in place. Fuel controller. You do not need to install any sort of fuel controller with this slip-on. Just put it on, your bike's gonna look better and sound better. I'm Brian Van, SportbikeTrackGear.com.